So one of the things that you need is sponsors, right? It's getting someone to sponsor and help you, with you're doing several things. So here, maybe you can talk to what does the IndyCar and the circuits and things that you're working with, why would someone look to sponsor a vehicle? What's going to be the advantages of sponsoring somebody like you?
Yeah, I mean, you see a few of the stats here on the screen right now, and these are ever changing. This year, going into 2025, we've changed broadcasting services to Fox Sports from NBC, which is a great opportunity for the sport to grow. And Fox Sports has been a huge part of NASCAR's success, and so we're hoping that we kind of plug ourselves into that partnership there for great success. But you see, as far as a fan base, there's 148 million fans globally, and those come from all kinds of walks of life. And then we also have 70 million plus fans just in the U.S. And the 500 is a great example of that. We have over 400,000 people that come to the racetrack during the month of May, just for the Indy 500 alone. That's 400,000 live in attendance fans. And so, with an audience like that, they're going to be dedicated. They're one of the most faithful fan bases I think that you can find in any sport, just because when you're an IndyCar fan, you are an IndyCar fan through and through. That 34.1 million engagement, 253 million video views, that equals $4.5 billion worth of total earned media. So that's just it's a growing number for sure. And I think this Fox Sports package is going to be even more impactful in that sense. But for my side of the story, I think great sponsorship package is where you align in values. And what do you want to see in a driver? Do you want to see a driver that's getting out and fighting someone every race? Probably should be sponsored by an MMA, or what you're saying, someone that wears a black belt might be a good opportunity for a product like that. Or for myself, I try and be a good representative of the brands that have been a part of my life so far. I love pets. So being able to run a car that has paw prints on it, where their slogan is "We love pets," that's a huge part of the brand identity. And when you allow your brand identity to be a part of or associated with mine, it elevates that brand identity to a new level, because we're talking about the elite level of motorsports. We're talking about precision engineering. We're talking about ingenuity, speed, accuracy. So those words are kind of the things that inspire great brands to succeed in the future. And so we want to draw people in, and we want to hook them, and we want to be a great representative of the brands around us.
So there's more than just one type of sponsor, right? You can have more than one, such as the pet or pray.com and so on. How many sponsors would you typically have in any one particular year?
I mean, that really depends. This year I think that we had the two title sponsors in Goodheart and Pray.com. Both of those got to have the full livery that we talked about earlier on the car, the full custom
Mm-hmm.
livery. But InVets is a great example of another partner that we have, which InVets is an organization here in Indianapolis that works to help veterans as they're transitioning out of the military into civilian life. So they help them find jobs, communities, careers that they want and they desire, because that's a huge part as you're transitioning from veteran life into society. Is you lose your insurance, you lose your housing. And so what do? Well, they're one of our sponsors so that we can help grow their business and do some fundraising for them on and off the racetrack.
Well, as a veteran, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And so if people sponsor you, global broadcast audience, 10 million fans on site, 350 to 400,000. But you also got the video broadcasts that are happening, and it's happening in 147 countries. You got a bunch of social engagements. What would be a social engagement?
So social engagements, I'm not sure if that's talking about social media engagements, but personally, I'm going to schools. I'm speaking in front of schools. I'm creating opportunities for people to have in-person experiences where I kind of bring the racing to them and kind of be the racing personality. And so when brands align with who I am, they get access to who I am as a brand. And so that's where that social engagement really comes into play, is creating relationships with people. When you create relationships and create that connection through a real person, it makes a big difference in their loyalty.
So here's kind of a breakup here of you got males, females. What's a C-suite index? What would that be, I wonder?
Oh man, you're asking the wrong guy here. This is all high level marketing stuff. I'm just a guy that drives a race car, but I think that's your C-suite is your executives.
Yeah. So a lot of people, well, if people are sponsoring and all that kind of stuff, they'll be there. Probably other brands are there, so you get to do business and hobnob with these other people. So you get a lot of dedicated fans. 91% are more likely to recommend a sponsor's brand to a friend if they see it. So it's impressions, right?
Yes.
So like here, I'm wearing the Reese's hat and so on. You basically, your branding, you get the name out there and so on. And you get someone who becomes a good representative who can go out there and that person will kind of pull people in as well.